If you want to check out the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. We move on to 8 p.m. action. That takes us to the Jackson State Tigers, 0-1 on the season, just one road game under their belt, at Ole Miss Rebels, making their season debut. And they will be the last Power 5 team to start its season. We have Ole Miss opening up as 21.5-point favorites. This total at 134.5, and it's not up yet at Bet365. This is at the Pavilion at Ole Miss, Oxford, Mississippi. Jackson State was supposed to open its season with 4 games at the Justin Reed Ole Miss Classic, hosted by the Rebels, but that tournament was canceled because of positive COVID-19 tests and contact tracing at Ole Miss. So, and we'll get to the Ole Miss situation. It's pretty messy. Jackson State finished last season 15-17 overall, 11-7 in the conference. They ended the season on a 5-game winning streak. They won in the SWAC tournament first round over Alcorn State 69-52, and then COVID-19 closed the season. They returned leading scorer Tristan Jarrett. He put up 17 points and led them in scoring. He's a senior this year. He led them in scoring in their only game. And SWAC's Defensive Player of the Year, junior Javius McInnes. They opened their season with an 82-59 loss at Mississippi State. They were demolished on the boards, out-rebounded 50-25. As mentioned, Ole Miss had its season pushed back due to positive COVID cases. Kermit Davis was forced to have one-on-ones up until 4 days ago. Only one-on-ones, 45-minute one-on-one sessions. And this is such a tricky cap. There now also another interesting point here that they're scheduled to play 3 games in 5 days, which leads me to believe if they get up big early, they're not going to, put their foot down on their throats. They're going to empty out their bench. Last year, Ole Miss was 15-17, 6-12 in conference. Max, tricky cap here. Jackson State Tigers at Ole Miss Rebels. Let's roll.
Yeah, well, it depends on how you look at it. I think that with COVID, you're definitely going to get some sloppier play from time to time, depending on the program, depending on the continuity, depending on the returning minutes, depending on the returning rotation minutes. With this Ole Miss team, it is a lot of moving parts, but you do have some significant pieces that redshirted last year, and you bring in some very good freshman talent. I think that with Matthew Morrell and Jarkel Joyner coming into the fold, I think that it's really good supplemental backcourt support for Devontae Shuler. And then when you look at the length and wing additions that they made with Robert Allen from Samford, Demincio Vaughn from Ryder, and obviously they got Romello White from Arizona State. This team definitely has on paper talent. I don't know if they put together in the first half against Jackson State. I think that with Jackson State, Tristan Jarrett's going to have to take it upon himself to facilitate the offense, score early, and look for a shot before he decides to get other people involved. I think that with Darius Hicks, he's got to come in, he's got to be effective from the three-point line, and he's got to be good on the glass. That's where you're going to have to really do that. Jonas Jones, that's what he's going to have to do. He's averaging 6 rebounds a game. He's got to come in and give you that type of production and probably double-digit scoring. But the play that I like in this game is just, I think that Jackson State, although they had a couple scoring droughts in the first half versus Mississippi State, they still were able to finish that half only down 4 and put up 30 points. If I see a first half of around 61.5 to 63, I will take the over in the first half. I do think that in the first half for Ole Miss in their first game, defense may be a little sloppy. This is their first time going up against other guys aside from their teammates. I don't think that it will necessarily affect their offense. I think that you could still see Ole Miss put up 35 points, but it's really about Jackson State being able to get their offense early in the game. And with the situation with Ole Miss and how we saw Florida play, it's not out of this world that this first half can go over, and Jackson State may be able to hang around in it. But for the show purposes, I'm only looking at the first half over if I can get 61.5 to 63.
And so we have a limit of 63 then.
Yes, sir.
I like it. First half over 63 is the limit in Jackson State Tigers at Ole Miss Rebels.